sports. It's in the game. I think that some of these nominations that Trump has been putting forward and leaving this in the hands of other folks, I think is worrisome to the president. I mean, President Trump has, in the past 2 times, said they are going to go after their political enemies. They're going after retribution. I think that Hunter Biden has been seen as the person they've gone after many times, and I don't think the president's going to leave that to chance with who he's
So it's just right for you. And press the continue button when you're all set.
You're not gonna judge, this ain't got nothing to do with going after political retribution. Nobody, I mean, absolutely nobody believed that he was not going to pardon his kid. Nobody. We all knew that he was going to pardon his kid. There wasn't even a doubt in our mind whatsoever.
Okay. He again does not lost 2 children already, and he does not want this to go on any further once he leaves office.
You're reporting behind the scenes on how this came to be, but also, I mean, we have seen some Democratic reaction already criticizing the president for this. I mean, the Colorado governor, a Democrat, Jared Polis, saying it's bad precedent that could be abused by later presidents. Congressman Greg Stanton said, I respect President Biden, but I think he got this one wrong. And then Joe Walsh, who is a former Republican congressman who's become a Trump critic, he was on MSNBC. He put it this way. Let's play it because it's kind of a succinct way to look at it. Take a look.
So the next time any of us complain about anything Trump does, this pardon is just deflating. Nobody's above the law, we've been screaming. Well, Joe Biden just made clear his son Hunter is above the law.
Yep.
Donald Trump lies every time he opens his mouth, we've been screaming. Joe Biden repeatedly lied about this.
Yep.
The politicization of the justice system, Donald Trump and his people have been screaming. Well, that's exactly what Biden said here.
Does he have a point? And what do you hear from other Democrats?
Absolutely, you got a point.
It's the kind of thing that does breed cynicism in people, and it's that cynicism that, in part, Donald Trump plays off of and making the moves that he does when he says, "Look, it's all rigged against everybody. The Justice Department is politicized, right?" And now Joe Biden has said that his Justice Department under his administration was what was pursuing these cases. Was what had gotten the guilty verdict in the gun case, and we were waiting for the call. That's an issue for Joe Biden to face now, when he has put himself forward not just as an opposition to Trump, but as someone who is standing on principle and on norms and on keeping in that way.
I do listen. Molly is absolutely right. Everybody is in survival mode and don't care about their legacy anymore. Joe says, I'm old, he's going to let you get it. But here's a couple of things.
On the return, here comes Justice Hill.
This is about gas.
Gets him down at the 26-yard line.
I believe it's about gas. I believe that they were saying what they were saying about Trump because they were trying to deflect from the issues that they have within themselves. 100%. Because this is the thing that we see that he was forced to be accountable for. We all knew that Hunter Biden was never
Get this game started. It's 1st and 10.
Him being forced publicly to humiliate himself. And his son is very much the one that just proved that gaslighting is real, is what makes it bittersweet. That's number 2. I think that Joe Biden don't give a flying freak.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky?
I wish I could say the right thing, but this is the one show. Joe Biden don't care about the Democrats.
That was an easy pick that was simply
That's
dropped.
right. I do not believe that Joe Biden, at this point in his life,
The give here on second.
cares
And he found some
about
running
what
room for a nice
happens
gain.
to the Democrats.
Dose of the hurry-up offense here.
Once they pushed him out, he didn't want to quit.
Back-to-back carries
This
here.
and Nancy
And
Pelosi,
he's
and
dropped
they started
just
blaming
short of the
him.
marker,
Now
maybe
too
a
late.
yard away.
Oh yeah. Joe is mad. Joe is aggravated. He don't like what happened.
Another
He's not
carry
happy
for him.
about it. And I think that he burned
That's
that
good
entire
yardage there
party.
with a new set of downs to boot.
I don't even think Joe agreed
Working
with
quickly
most of the
here.
stuff that went on with the party. Just a few years ago, he was talking about marriage was just between a man
Here's
and a woman.
Derrick Henry
You know,
getting
he
in
had
on the
Bill
ground.
Porter dancing with him on
And
the White
he's
House
brought
lawn.
down for
I
a
think that Joe got
loss.
bullied.
Offense up to the line fast.
I believe that Joe got bullied. Joe was forced to go along with the left-wing nuts and the Democratic agenda. And so
Second and
now he
12
said, you
behind the
know what?
sticks.
Hold my sack.
Caught by
Watch
the
what
tight
I
end
do
running the
now.
corner.
You
And
was
they
against me.
finally bring
You
him
was
down, but
against
that
me.
is a
You
big
bring
gain
me
and a
to the
new set of
party.
downs.
Honestly, usually what happens is the party, the
They'll run here on
OGs of
first
the
down.
party is supposed to
And he
be the
gets up
ones
for a
that
gain of about
shepherd.
4.
There
Offense
is
in a
no
hurry up
shepherding
here.
of the next generation. They gonna blow the whole party up. Eric B believes that the Democratic Party is still intact. I don't.
This is Henry on second.
I don't. I believe that
And
the
he'll take this
Democratic Party
only
is
to
more
about
in
the 11
shambles
before going
than
down.
I've ever seen it before in my lifetime.
Moving
I've
quickly,
never seen
trying to get set again.
this divided, this broken, this exposed,
Jackson
this
now on
hateful,
third.
this
He
civil war that's
trying to get
happening
away from the
within.
pressure,
I
but
have
he
never
can't,
seen
and
this.
they drop him.
Never.
A dose
The
of the hurry-up
Democratic
offense
Party, the
here.
Victim Olympic Party, that then make all of their donors and everybody that has an investing interest, has always been that has worked together for the demise of the people, but for the benefit of the party. They've always had a strategy.
Before that play clock can reach 0, John
Ah,
Harbaugh
okay,
signals
we
for a
need Obama.
timeout.
Obama.
And
You
after
lose the
using an
support
early
amongst
one,
these
2
people, you
left
lose
for him to
support amongst
spend.
these people. All right, so you're going to have to go ahead and get the sassy to alphabet community in order. Your defining legacy is going to be alphabet
Tucker's
community.
kick is up
Not
and good.
like,
And the opening drive
nah,
of the game ends in 3
you know what?
points.
I see.
Well, I know
All
once
right,
that
you know
drive
what?
stalls out,
We're going to
that's
get these
where it
jobs
really
away, but
pays
we're going
to
to
have
tie
that
these people
reliable
to
kicker
the
on the
Democratic
sideline
Party
ready to
for a
belly
long
out.
time because
And
we're
he
going to act
knocks
like we
that
actually
one
don't
right
know.
through
But in
to give
reality,
him the lead.
we mortgage it,
Now
we
Tucker
mortgage
on to
the
handle the
children's
kickoff.
future and NAFTA and allow for all of
And
these
he didn't strike that one true,
jobs
Brock. It came
overseas.
down short of the
We're going to
landing
say
zone
that
he
you was
had
a
to reach, so
capitalist and
give
that you
them the
actually lived for
football up
America.
at the 40.
Ah, you know what? Bye, Kamala Harris. There is no rhyme or reason for why you guys are just leaving the borders open. But guess what? I think that your lasting legacy will be within the Democratic Party because it's not about how great you were. It's really about what. Don't ask what the country can do.
He sent a man in
Ask what you
motion.
can do for your party. And so your lasting legacy will be to
They'll
tie
begin with a quick
a
completion
long
to the right
generation
side.
of people
That's
that
an
is a
11-yard
part
pickup,
of
and it gives
the
them the first
immigration
down.
class that came over here illegally.
That is
You
what elite
guys will then
offenses
be
are
able to
all
tie their
about. Why
children's
worry about
children's
3 downs when
to
you
the
can
Democratic
literally
Party
move
forever.
the chains.
And
One
y'all
play,
gonna suffer the
keep
same
driving
fate
that defense.
that these people that's a part of the black community suffered by tying yourself to the Victim Olympics because you owe us for allowing you to come into this country. This is the agenda that I believe personally.
Time now for the
support this
second
and
quarter.
substantiate.
Commanders in
This is what I
possession.
believe happens.
They'll try to
Democrat
attack this
Party is not
deficit
a party.
starting with 1st and 10.
It's not a party
And
of
a power
inclusion.
play up the
It's
gut
not
only
a party of
results in 2
diversity.
yards.
It is a party of finding
Okay,
the
that's
next
a run to
victims
toe hum on the
to then
stat
be able to
sheet, but if
support
you
it
see a
because
bigger
you
play
can't
on the
stand
ground
on what
later
true
on,
American principles
largely
really
be
are.
because of a play just like that one. Softening
What
up
they
the
were
front,
trying to
opening
do
the
for
door.
immigrants is
Bigger
the
gap
same
in the
thing that they
future.
did to black people. The reason why black women at a
And they're hauling
91,
down a
92%
step
clip
before the
voted
30, right at the
for the
31.
Democrats and Kamala Harris
It's enough for
is
a
the
first
same
down.
reason
Nice
why they're
find by the
trying to
rookie
get these
quarterback
people
from
over here.
LSU.
And it's another reason why I believe that the Republican Party is trying to get them up out of there. Why? Because why would you allow for these people to be able
Shotgun
to thrive,
snap to
have
Daniels.
children, and be able to survive in
Going
this
deep for
country,
the end zone.
then have these
That's
babies that's
incomplete.
born
Wanted
into
to
this
dial
country,
up the
and then
aggressiveness
they're going
there
to
like
tie their
that,
culture
but
back to the
couldn't connect.
Democrat
Second
Party
down.
because they're going to say that they're the ones that give them the
I think the
opportunity to be able
coverage
to
got
take
away with
advantage
one
of
right
what
there,
American
Kate.
offers.
There was actually space.
So Republicans is like, y'all got to get up out of here.
The
Democrats is like, stay so you can be a part of the future of
First carry
this
now for
party
Austin
itself.
Eckler.
So when you
He's
see these
corralled after a modest
OGs,
4-yard
their
gain.
job
That's
is to
Odafe
do
Oweh with a
for
sack.
what the next generation is
When you don't
supposed to
have
come
great
in and
success
do.
on
Keep that
first down,
And they
thing
got to
watch.
set
look
it up.
like a hitter in
Because
baseball
when
falling
people
behind on
age,
count.
as they
When
grow,
all you
as
want
they
to do
become
as a
more
hitter
educated,
is
as they
get
become
back
more
to a
informed,
fighting
they
chance,
then
give
become
yourself a
more
better
conservative.
shot. That play,
Which even
well, that's
if
the
you
same
and
here.
your
Now a
family
much
has
more
long time
manageable and
Democrats and say they
opportune
vote
3rd down
Democrat,
situation.
you got to be conflicted about it. So when you age out and you become more educated, you realize how they're
And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
The black people would take about
He's
200
counting his lucky
years
stars. That
for
one
them to
isn't
start
headed the
figuring
other
it
way
out.
right now. That is not the
For
time
black
to
people,
challenge
it's
double coverage.
whereas it takes other communities,
Zane
because we
Gonzalez on
loyal
to attempt this field
to
goal.
the streets.
From the right hash, about
Black
45
people
yards
are
out.
opinions in the streets.
Now we're going to have a
Black
timeout
people
taken by
are
Baltimore.
loyal
It's
to
second.
the streets,
They're down to their
man.
final one in this half.
They keep their women in the streets.
The
They keep
Commanders
their
going
men tied to
field
their
goal
women,
here.
and they keep their
the
children
right hash,
tied to the
about
Democratic
45
Party,
yards
even though
out.
they be living their lives conservative. You
Schrader's
know
kick
why?
is up and good.
Because the
And
thing
he'll
that it
lock this
takes
game
other
up late in
people,
the
one
second quarter.
generation, 25, 30 years
It
to
depends
figure
on the
out,
kicker, man.
it
That
took us
is a coach's
250
best
years.
friend. Saves him
Because
so much
everybody,
stress
it's
to have
just
a
like
guy
the children
that
of
can really
Israel
trust
inside
to
the
go out
Bible.
and hit it
Everybody
from
got
that
it down.
consistently.
Nobody is
Because from
going to
that
make it
far
to the
out,
land.
no kick is a guarantee.
It's
And
just
no
like
return
the
as this
children of
bounces
Israel.
through the end zone for a touchback.
Leading them children about it. Hey man, listen, y'all was just in slavery. What you sitting here complaining about? You saying that you can't not worship false idols? I can't go and talk
First
to
and 10
God
now
for
from
5
the
minutes
30.
without coming back down here and seeing y'all busting each other down. You a bottom, you a top. You don't know which side of the church you on no more.
Right
All
up
of a
the
sudden
gut.
y'all start worshiping false
He's able to
idols. You know
drive
what?
that pile
Ain't
about a
nobody
yard.
got some life.
Ife Luvu there for the tackle. They only get a yard that time, and we have reached
So
the
it takes
2-minute
for
warning.
multiple generations to die
And we
off.
know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play
In that
pretty
community.
indicative of it.
But
Here's
see,
the
for
key,
other
though. At the
people,
end of
it's
the
gonna happen
game,
a lot
those
sooner, and
type of
that's why
plays got to be in the
only
minority,
voters.
and the
That's my
majority have
theory.
got to do some damage.
I know y'all don't want to have church today, and it's
They'll
cool.
come to
We
the
ain't got to
line
do
here,
that. I can
second
move
and
over
9.
to the next thing. But let me tell you something, and this is what you want to. This is why your grandma and your grandfather and your aunties and your uncles, all of them, need to listen to the Millionaire Morning Show, because it's not like they gonna change their minds, but I need to pierce their soul. I want them, after this live stream to go off, and after we do these Millionaire Morning Shows, I want them to look
Lamar
within
now from the
themselves and
gun.
say,
He's on the move.
I'm going to still do what I
He
want to
slides
do
down with
because
enough
I'm
to pick up that
stubborn and I'm
first.
ignorant and I want to do what I want to do.
Clock's still
But
running
it
as the
doesn't mean
Ravens
that
try
I'm not
hurrying
conflicted.
everyone
I want
up.
them to go to sleep and be twisted and turning in their sleep about the decisions that they made, the path that they left their children, their grandchildren, and
And
multiple
his
different
effort results
generations
in
now
maybe 2
by
yards,
pushing
but
this
nothing
bad
more.
narrative on them instead of educating them
Clock's
to the
still
truth.
running as the Ravens try hurrying everyone
We don't
up.
expect for you to change, but I want you to be conflicted. I want you to be bothered. I don't want you to be sleeping all that
From
night,
the 45
knowing that you
on
led your
second
people down the
down.
path of
Finds
destruction, and you
Aguilar.
knew better. You know that they tackled this fight.
Given 32 on the play.
I see women
And that'll
all
be
the
first
time,
down,
all these
Baltimore.
aunties and uncles and all
I
this
love
stuff
this
keep
kick.
talking
No
about
issues at
sassy
all going to
everybody
this receiver
is,
in the short
but
field
you
because they
support
know
people
at
going
any
in women's
time
bathroom.
when this man touches
You
the
know
ball,
that there's
he
been
can
hundreds of
transform a
millions
short
of babies
completion
that's been
into
aborted
a
as a
big
result
play.
of trying to
Now
use
they'll
this
hit
as
the
a
line
form.
just outside the red
You
zone
see
following
it
that big play.
in your own community. You was raised around it. It's the thing that you felt that you wanted to get away from. But you
Here's a
see
give
oh,
up the middle.
right.
And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
You're not dumb.
Clock's still running
You're
as the
not dumb.
Ravens try hurrying
You're
everyone
loyal
up.
to a fault. And your kids is going to be the ones that pay for the sins of their fathers. Well, I tell people all the time, you got to hold your parents accountable.
2nd and 8.
You got to hold your parents accountable.
Escapes
But
the
we ain't going to
pocket.
get there. Listen. I'm different.
And he doesn't see a
I
window
say
he
what
likes,
I
so he
want to
just
say.
got rid of that one. It brings up 3rd
By
down.
nobody.
You hear
I don't
so
care
many
about what
programs
anybody
all around the
thinks.
league
I'm not
talk about
looking
all
for a
about
job
the ball.
from
It's all
nobody.
about the ball.
I'm going
Well,
to say
discretion,
exactly
better
what I
part of
believe,
valor in
and
a
I'm
lot
going
of
to tell you
cases.
what
And
the
right
truth
there,
is.
he understood
They
it's
are
all about the
tying
ball,
you
and I'm not
and
going
your
to risk a
children.
turnover
You don't,
wisely.
this is the
Throwing
true
it away.
definition. They are going to tie you to this mindset that has your children
They're gonna throw
begging
it on
for
3rd
somebody
and long.
to give their student loan,
Sir,
tying them
isn't
to the
holding up. They're
Democratic
able to
Party
drop it.
instead of telling them that they can
The
do it on their
Commanders
own
take
and
a
they don't have to
timeout.
depend
Good
on
first.
nobody else in order for
They'll
them to
have
be
2 left to
successful.
work with
How you
before
gonna be dependent
halftime.
on God and dependent on some other man
Staring
at
at
the same
4th
time?
down, the
How you gonna
Ravens
say
will
you
go with
believe in
Justin
God and you
Tucker to
dependent
try
on
for
the
3.
government to save you?
This one from an even 40
I
yards
want
out.
the government to do the right
Brooks'
thing
kick is
for
good.
future Americans. But
And that's
me
going to break
personally,
our tie
if
and give them
I
a
say
3-point
that God is my
advantage.
provider and He gives me the
Okay, one of
insight
the areas
to
that
lead me
kickers and
to do the
quarterbacks are
thing that's in the
similar,
best
they
interest
want
of
to
my
get
people,
into rhythm.
why
And
am
no
I
better way
depending
to
on the
feel
party
good
to
and get
give
into
me
that rhythm
something
than
or
start a
depending
game
on
2
another
for 2
man to
as a
give me
kicker.
something in order for me to survive? I don't even
Now
understand. And
Tucker
again,
on
it
to
goes
handle
back
the
to the
kickoff.
original conversation that we was having. How you gonna ask a woman to fund your dreams?
And he
I
tried
ain't
to
talking to
finesse
no
that
woman to
one
fund
far
my
too
dreams.
much.
I
It
talk to
doesn't come
God.
close to the landing zone, so set this
I
drive
don't
up
need
at
you.
the 40.
How can you beat this guy? How you gonna believe and then speak petition on
First
behalf of the
down,
devil
here's
at the same
Daniels.
time? I don't need nothing from the devil. What do I need the devil?
An alert play defensively there. Got a
Why
hand
the
on it to
darkness
tip it
don't
away.
exist
That
in the
makes it
same
second
space?
down.
Perhaps a
Big,
bit late
nobody
working
that I
towards the
know
ball,
is
but
a
still
demon and
just
got his
enough time to
resources
get a finger on
or
it
got
and
their
knock it
stuff as a
away.
part of the military-industrial
After the
complex
incompletion,
to
here comes the
give me
second down
nothing.
call.
I'd rather die on my feet.
A toss now to Robinson.
I'd rather stand on
Where
my
you going? Where you going?
He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Stopped
Been
by one
sitting
of the
here
league's
talking
best
to another
tacklers,
this
Roquan
demon
Smith.
about what it is that he needs to do for me in
Yeah,
order
that
for me to
defense
survive.
was
I don't
flying
need
to
you.
the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and
You know,
over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Let me stop.
Daniels throwing on third. And this won't be caught. Clark is going to stop.
Come on, D.
Part time. You only come to work. That's what a saint is. You go to work. You a part-time saint. You only come to work.
Oh, those linebackers. Those linebackers.
When it's payday.
They seem to be in the thick of every play and some of the
You only
quickest
come to
reaction
work
times
when it's
out
time
there.
to collect.
He needed a quick reaction
You a
there to get a
part-time.
finger on the throw. It changed its direction.
We full-time open.
And something on the return.
We don't take our
as
armor
it still
off.
ends inside the 20.
Anyways, let me continue.
That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort.
American man says blacks are the most moral people.
Probably looking at our
Since
final
this,
snap of the half
Tolerant
here on
says,
first
good
down.
morning, AD. I wouldn't be surprised if more Hunter skeletons fall out the closet. I think this is far from over. It don't even matter because he don't even care no more. He only care about making sure that they survive. Wasn't that Biden's own Department of Justice he went after him? Yep, he sure was. What the hell is it?
Gets this one to Andrews.
It means everything. Anything that he could do wrong, it don't even matter. Also, now the Department of Justice has been politicized. It's been politicized.
1 second.
You are 100% right, Andre. Only when it hits you and not doing you favors. P.S. The auto chat threat is screwing up. No. You can't say the auto chat be making y'all sound crazy. Auto chat is supposed to say. Nina Howell says, not only that he lied, no one is above the law. Oh, except my son, he's above the law.
Here comes the final play of our first half.
Jay Sanchez says, Trump never said he would go after his political enemies. He has been asked in interviews, and he said no multiple times. They're trying to make them out to be bad guys that solve themselves and justify what they're doing. Refrigeration Devil says, sometimes politicians are over accountable, especially when you lie. He should have just said, yes, I pardon my son. I'm a pardon Hunter, my son. Or he could have not just said nothing and just did it. Jerry says, so this was a political witch hunt, but election interference towards Trump.
Rolling left, buying some time.
Crazy. Turtle says, Hunter definitely hit the peace pipe now. No excuse lifestyle Rocky K says, what up, AD? I have no issue with pardon, I just have an issue with the hypocrisy. If that's one of Trump's kids, we all know how that would work. Yep. Higher standards. Elam in the building says, we need to look ahead to make sure demon rats never get in power again. We have to fight. We have to fight off fake Republicans too. The demon rat party is burnt up. Then he says, you need to look at, oh yeah, shout out to you, I appreciate you. Shout out to all the super chats. A-Man says, Democrat Party would like to demoralize and desensitize everyone for their benefit. I knew you had it in you, A-Man. Don't start typing dusty. That's what you usually do. Sadie's Butler says, look, sis, shout out to sis.
Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson.
Elephants are going to be in office for years. Also, the females are mad because they wanted that female in office so bad. They wanted the top office in the world. Well, now they got to sit down. Joe, Scott,
let's see how they approach the second down.
Money laundering, taxpayer, money, long time corruption. Anybody Pharaoh says, Anton, are you saying Biden has been saving that for this very moment he's about to lead the party of the Harris and
you know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route
concept. Preach AD, this is for the collection plate. Thank you to Happy Girl. Thank you to all my friends. Moving that weight says, you was on fire Sunday. I'm so pumped up and motivated to get my podcast on because of you. Shout out to all of the new people that came in. You are not a part of the Patreon. Happen to Patreon. I got a new video dropping today. Mr. Joe says, oftentimes people only pray to television when it's convenient. That's when the church on Sunday we vote for abortion in the alphabet community on Tuesday.
Thanks to a great effort defensively.
Then, Mr. Joe, let's continue on with the show. You got to tap in, journal up. Make sure you got me in your headphones because you know your office folk ain't believers. Let's get into the migrant crisis and tariffs. The Trump administration obviously last week blew up the news talking about tariffs and letting China, Mexico, and Canada. Canada is running hero flight. Check it out. This is what happened with Canadian Prime Minister Justin. Guess what he pulled up to? Just a week after the tariffs was announced, before Trump even get into office on January 20th. Guess what the Canadian Prime Minister was?
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau spotted in Palm Beach, Florida Friday night, meeting with President-elect Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago estate. Trudeau following through on this commitment made hours before.
We're going to work together to meet some of the concerns.
As pressure mounts on the Prime Minister to persuade the President-elect to drop his threat to impose a 25% tariff on goods imported from Canada and Mexico, unless the U.S.'s two neighbors curb the flow of undocumented migrants and drugs across its borders.
It'd actually be raising prices for American citizens.
The meeting with Trudeau comes just 2 days after the president-elect's call with Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum, after which he claimed she has agreed to stop migration through Mexico, effectively closing our southern border. But the Mexican president disputes that, saying Mexico's position is not to close borders but to build bridges. Sheinbaum describing the conversation as pleasant and adding the two did not discuss tariffs. The back and forth over the president-elect's plans coming as new questions emerge over his pick for Secretary of Defense. The New York Times overnight publishing a 2018 email from Penelope Hegseth, Pete Hegseth's mother, in which she writes, "On behalf of all the women, and I know it's many, you have abused in some way, I say, get some help and take an honest look at yourself." Penelope Hegseth telling the Times she immediately apologized to her son in another email and no longer stood by her comments. NBC News has not obtained either email. The Trump transition team responding overnight, calling to
let's end this.
And out of context.
That was jacked up.
Now, as far as the confirmation process for the
So let's spin it real quick. Let's go into another
Screen.
This is speaking specifically about
I'm gonna pick that out next time.
pulling up to Mar-a-Lago immediately of those tariffs.
That's good.
The question about the meeting, look, I just felt well, off critic, right? I did feel
He gonna
bad
fumble.
when in such position.
He gonna fumble.
Normally, when a prime minister
we
goes to
tight?
the United
We
States
good?
to be a president, they're looking to make gains.
We good?
Gains. We hear from Mr. Trudeau. Not he's just trying to limit losses. Did he come back saying we're going to get an exemption to buy America, like Harper achieved?
Hey, good play.
No.
Good play. Good play. Good
Still in
play.
place. Did he say we're going to get an end to the softwood lumber tariffs, like Prime Minister Harper got from President Bush? No. Not only are they still in place, Biden just doubled. All Justin Trudeau offers is minimizing losses. This is the consequence of having a weak prime minister who's lost control of the borders, lost control of immigration, lost control of and lost control of the economy.
Conservatives is taking over in Canada too. Conservatives is taking over in Canada.
Screen.
Everybody has to bend the knee. You know why?
Sure.
I don't understand why we've been so weak for so long and allowed people to take advantage of us up to this point in the first place. We have all the cards, all of them, which just shows how weak this previous administration has been in the first place. Democrats have controlled the presidency for the last 12 of 16 years.
Jeez. Man, punch the ball.
We just I don't care when. You want to hit the button. Everybody sucks.
Get this running back the ball, and over time, he's gonna make it pay.
But we still gonna do what we want to do. Either you gonna fall in line or you gonna go low.
Punt the ball, man.
And I don't mean
Punt
to
the
be
ball.
a
Gotta punt the ball. All right, it's time to play ball now. Don't quit.
And so he basically
Don't quit.
said, listen,
Don't quit.
He bent the knee. He bent.
Good game. Damn good game.
This is the assessment that came from Fox News.
My first time playing it.
And what is happening over there in Mexico as far as this tariff?
And you good.
Let's talk a little bit about this. Just a week after Donald Trump threatened 25% tariffs on Mexico and Canada unless they stop the flow of migrants into the country, and we said at the time, we said this is how he negotiates. This is, we'll never see the tariffs, but this is how he gets the people to the table. Two developments, up north and down south. First up, it was just after the president, the incoming president, Donald Trump, spoke on the phone to the president of Mexico, and they talked about some sort of an agreement on people in the United States. Well, you know what happened? Mexican authorities that same day broke up 2 migrant caravans heading to the United States. And apparently, on that same day, the migrants and caravan, the president of Mexico said that migrants and caravans will be taken care of before they reach the border. That is something new, and that happened after a conversation with Donald Trump. So
the entire conversation was based off of immigration. Understanding that the threat of tariffs existed coming January 20. Now all of a sudden, you got no more reporting.
We're good.
Listen, I've been searching
Washington calls it second timeout.
all
Let's see what
weekend.
they went with on third down.
Yesterday, shout out to everybody that met me in the city. You know, I went down to the ice skating rink. I went down and supported all of the shops down there at Campus Marshes. I drank some hot cocoa.
Completed over the middle.
Sat inside
And
the
they'll
little
get him
warming
down
station.
after he gets into the 48.
Hung around, walked around, kicked it with
The
the
defense
valet.
takes its third and
Said
final
what up to the
timeout.
people.
And this could be an issue the rest of
And
the
the
way.
entire
with no
time
way
that I
to
was
stop
in
this
there,
clock.
in between
The
kicking it with the
Ravens gonna
people, you
put
know what
this
I was
away, and
doing?
here's Jordan Stout
I was
to
searching
handle that move.
feverishly on an update of where this migrant caravan was, the same one that I've been reporting on.
There we go. There we go.
Now
Down this kick at
that
the
basically
3.
all of the Mexican authorities was let walk straight through up through Mexico City, and it was in one big group protesting saying we gonna get in here before Trump get into office. Then Trump had to basically become president before he even took his inauguration and say, listen, we're not going to allow for people to just walk into this
Throwing
country.
from near his own goal
And
line.
if y'all don't get this together, if we continue to see the migrant
It's his running
caravans
back.
25%.
And they finally bring him down.
That's
but
lucky
that is
play.
a big gain and a new
That's
setback.
lucky play. That's lucky play.
21 yards to pick up that first down.
All right, now it's time for that pick six.
On Friday, I slapped the table. I was kicking. God is my witness.
It's time for that pick six now.
Say, yeah, man.
From the gun, it's Daniels.
I said,
Nope. Nope.
Getting up to his
Nope.
left. They'll move the chains
said,
after
oh,
that
man.
pickup of 12. The
Why
Commanders
you ain't
in the
doing
field.
it, Bob?
They're hustling for the line.
Trying to cheat me.
Trying to push it deep downfield.
Trying to cheat me. That little glitch don't work. That little glitch don't work. Come on now.
Bobbled it and drops it.
That was a good try.
With how hard it is to get an open look downfield, can't let the coverage off.
That was a good try.
So open space started.
Where you going now?
He was able to watch
Where you going now?
his hands.
Where you going now? Come on, D.
DB's best friend.
Here come that trick play. I see it. Every time you go 4 wide, you go with that trick play.
Find a target and hit him to alter that last second attempt to get rid of it.
You go with that little trick play underneath. Picked off. I know you're playing. What?
Thinking about giving them that. Love that. Ever since they said that, you know I'm thinking about giving them that cup. I went to sleep on it, had a conversation, and they started
That time,
about
beautiful job by the defense of taking away the middle of the field, getting that interception, and setting
So we good?
Clock working against him here as they hurry to that
We
line.
good?
Everybody getting a tear. Tear for you.
I'll be in the clock now. That's ball game. That's ball game. I ain't got to run another play.
way. Y'all messing up the money. Y'all want to mess up my money. And
Good
so
game. I appreciate it.
What I would have made, and the other way, the election would have went.
Going deep.
Tariffs on everybody. It was like, they
On
still got
second
a
down,
good gift.
here's Henry again.
$2,000.
And
They still got a good gift. It was a great gift. It was a phenomenal.
Gotta hurry this to the line.
I just have to let them know. Tariffs on everybody. Same thing we doing over here.
Regarding the South,
How you not doing well there?
I searched flag for a migrant caravan. You didn't even Mexico come up to the United States of America. It's all gone all of a sudden. Now
shit, we take the win. We take the win.
apparently it's illegal, and it's just because of the tariff.
It wasn't Friday.
But last week, I guess, we were showing these images coming out to Mexico. They wanted to.
It wasn't pretty.
Joe Biden is out of office.